study,
and play come together on a Windows 11 PC.
And for a limited time, college students get
The best of both worlds.
Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
From origin to legend.
I need to become a symbol. I need to become Batman.
Become the hero.
Someone's gotta step up.
Build a legacy.
Let's get to work. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. I'm allergic to nuts.
Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight.
This is my favorite part.
Available May 22nd on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC.
Rated E10 for ages 10 and up.
I'm Jessica, and this is the K-Rambles podcast where a couple of friends review Korean dramas, and we are back full force this episode. I am joined by not one but two guests. I have Miguel and Rico with me today to review a really epic J-drama, Alice in Borderland. Miguel and Rico, what is up?
Yo, how's it going?
Hello, hello, hello.
Nice to be back.
It's been a while.
God. It's been so long since either of you have been on Taebak, and you guys have never actually been on together on one episode. I did like a little Avengers Assemble with you guys. I wanted both of you guys to watch this show, and thankfully you both were like, yeah, absolutely, let's go. So I am pumped to be here with both of you and to just like get going on this. I finished this show maybe 35, 40 minutes ago, and I was telling you guys, I was like wired, like walking around the house, just like clapping for no reason. Like it was like the end of The Illusionist with like Paul Giamatti, just like everything making connections. And I was like, oh my God, it was such a time to experience the show, and I did it on a binge. Oh my God, I'm just so pumped to be here and do this with you guys. If you guys are unfamiliar with Miguel and Rico, they are brothers and they have been podcast buddies and friends for so long, and I am just so excited to be here. I don't know, should we just like really quick, like what have you guys been up to like the last few months for people that maybe like caught the last episode you guys were on and are curious like what y'all have been up to? Or
for me, I know that people may recognize me from Always the Critic podcast, which has not been going since our last episode, which was Dune 2 back in March. Life has gotten very busy in good ways. So it's been very difficult to continue that part of what I like to do. But at the end of the day, although I'm not doing the pod, I'm still, getting out there and working, living, but also still watching movies in different like times that I can find now.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as what it used to be, like Thursday night. It's a movie,
right, yeah.
So it's
you don't have that
different.
schedule anymore.
No, it's definitely different.
It's like special when we go and see a movie all together with our friends group.
Oh yeah.
Listen, what's your number one movie for the year, and what is your favorite TV show that you've watched this year?
Ooh, so I think for the movie, I think it is Dune 2.
Get out, for real?
Yeah,
Still?
Yeah, still, even after all this time so far, it's because I'll be honest with you, this year hasn't really been all that exciting at the movies. I've gone through. I was updating my yearly list, like where did things stack up and stuff, and yeah, like I kind of came to the conclusion, yeah, Dune 2 still is the one to beat at the moment. I mean, there's still 4 months left in the year, which plenty of time for something else to come out and really solidify itself. But yeah, that's been my movie. In terms of show, I don't really have a show that I can really tell you. I know that I decided to go back and start watching The Bear again. Like, I gave it a shot before, but then like I stopped, and now I'm giving it another shot.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I'm in the middle of season 1 on that. So
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
season
yeah.
1's great, and so is season 2. Season 3, we watched like the first 3 episodes, and then we stopped, and we haven't gone back to it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't know what that says about season 3, but that's where me and Bex are. Me and my sister.
I see.
Miguel, how about you? What you been up to?
I've been on sabbatical. I decided to just like take most of the year off and just vibe. Like that's really been my whole year, is just vibing. So I've been watching a lot of movies, like probably 1 to 2 movies a day for the past like 3 months. Doing some more baking, watching TV, exercising, just very like everything that you say that you're going to do if you had the time to do it. That's what I've been up to mostly.
And you're having a brat summer.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole good time. It's
a good time.
excellent.
And then I made you
I'm
watch
really glad
Alice in
that
Borderland.
Charlie. Yeah, then that happened, and I was like, I mean,
Oh my god.
but yeah, no, reading. It's a year of just straight up media consumption, and it's been a great time, especially after the Criterion sale. I just went down there and just like, let me get like 2 movies. I left with like 20, and then I went home, and that was that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So that's our little update. This year has not been the strongest year for movies and K-dramas, I will say. So we're not even going to bother. We're going to talk about a J-drama today that came out in the pandemic. So if this is your first time listening, what an episode to get going on. Thank you so much for listening. Go ahead and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many more. And if you like us, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And of course, come check us out on social media to stay up to date on our latest episodes and reviews. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X, formerly Twitter, at TebakPod. And lastly, if you're a fan, please consider becoming a patron. It's a great way for you to get involved and show your support. Big change though. Our new Patreon page is patreon.com/debakpod. Once again, the Patreon is now patreon.com/debakpod. DAEBAKPOD. And shout out to our patrons: Janet, Curtis, Bale, CD, Alana, Grace, Lorna, Sammy, Caitlin, Julia, Michelle, Tanmei, Erin, Marta, Delphia, Maria, and Kelly. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Okay, we're going to get going on this big review we have here for Alice in Borderland. We're going to be reviewing both seasons 1 and 2. So here we go. I'm going to read the My Drama List synopsis for seasons 1 and 2. And we'll talk about when it aired, the director and writer, this cast list. But we're really going to save the bulk of our talk for like what the hell actually happened in the show. Non-spoiler and spoiler section. And here we go. Here's the synopsis for season 1. Arise Ryohei, a listless, jobless, and video game obsessed young man, suddenly finds himself in a strange, emptied out version of Tokyo, in which he and his friends must compete in dangerous games in order to survive. In this strange world, Arise meets Usagi, a young woman who's navigating the games alone. After a dangerous game which tests Arise's limits, the two set out together to unravel one mystery after another as they risk their lives and confront what it means to live. Season 2 basically picks up where season 1 left off. And here's a synopsis. Arise Ryohei and Usagi Yuzuha have been pursuing the mystery of Borderland, risking their lives in games in order to survive and return to their world. The two of them encounter friends, foes, and the mastermind who controls the game. At a location believed to be the key to unraveling the mystery, they have collected the numbered cards each time they won a game. All that remains are the Jack, Queen, and King cards. The games they face this round will be of greater difficulty than the ones they came before. So this is a show that's adapted from the manga series, and I hope I don't butcher this, Imowa no Kuni no Alice by Haru Aso. Did I get that? You're nodding your head, Miguel. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
I tried my best. And season 1 aired December 20th, 2020. So right in the pandemic. That was our pandemic Christmas, so to speak. On Netflix. It is a Netflix original, and season 2 aired December 22nd. It's in its entirety, December 22nd, 2022. So 2 years later. And each season is 8 episodes long. It is directed and written by Shinsuke Sato. This is a director who has directed several live-action film adaptations of manga and anime, including The Princess Blade, Gantz, I hope I said that right, I Am a Hero, Bleach, Inuyashiki Kingdom, and its sequels. He does mostly films. It's pretty rare for him to do a drama, so you can kind of tell that this feels very cinematic. And extremely cinematic. You can feel that he's a film director. And then the screenwriter, co-screenwriter, is Kuramitsu Yasuko. She also wrote the screenplay with him. All right, this show stars Yamazaki Kento. He plays Ryohei Arisu. Basically, Alice, if you didn't put 2 and 2 together, that Arisu is Alice.
Yeah.
It's right there.
It's right there.
It's right there.
This one was tougher for me. It's Tsuchiya Tao plays Usagi Yuzuha, and she is the white rabbit. She plays the rabbit.
Yeah, because Usagi means rabbit in Japanese. So.
Right, there's no way for me to know that one off the bat. So that took me longer.
That is only if you know the language, then you'll understand
right.
that.
Right. I do not speak Japanese and I am not Japanese. Yeah. But thank you, Miguel. Appreciate it. We do have a larger extended cast. I'm not sure if we want to go through each one or just launch right into what did we think of this show.
I kind of want to launch into it.
All right.
Me too, because the cast is like a moving target.
It's 2 seasons of cast, and some are recurring. I mean, a lot of them are recurring characters. So, what did you guys think of Alice in Borderland seasons 1 and 2?
Okay, so it was like a lot. Like it was a lot. So I want to say I really liked it. It had so much going on. Like, it's so brutally violent. That's the first thing that just sticks out. Mm-hmm. Like, you got people getting shot in the face, like, point blank. The camera is so unflinching. You know what it kind of reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of, like, have you guys, like, The Boys? Have you seen The Boys? Where people could just be walking along and then, bam, like, they explode or, like, they get shot. So that really threw me. But I liked it. I think that a lot of the games, I liked them a little more because I was, at first when I saw the synopsis of the show, because I remember the manga from a while back, and I think I had read it, but it's been so long, and I was like, oh, well, I mean, it's going to be another Squid Game, another this, but I liked that the games in this were more brain teasers. They were a little more engaging. Mm-hmm. There was a bunch of unexpected twists all the way throughout within the games. So even when you think you get the pattern down, you don't really. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was really interesting all the way through. It was just really unflinchingly.
I think your hesitancy comes from the violence of the show.
And I don't mind violence, but it was just so like shocking.
Yeah,
it's a very shocking show, and for a lot of thematic, spoiler-ridden reasons that I can't get into. Mm-hmm. But headline is, I really enjoyed it. I thought it kept me on my toes. The only downside is it gets very dense. Mm-hmm. Like, it gets very dense very quickly, and it's just like, man, like, the pacing and, like, the dialogue just drag and drag and drag. But in a way that makes you look forward to getting back to the game, not let this whole thing be over. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But anyway,
I understand what you're saying. You're like, I can't wait for the show to be over. You're just like, can we just
I
get
can't
back
wait
to
for
the
this
game?
dialogue to be over.
Yeah.
Like, it's, you know what it is? It falls into so many, like, it's very much a live action anime. Like, very, very much a live action anime. But outside of that, I really liked it. It was fun.
All right. Rico.
I really enjoy the game aspect of the show. I really enjoyed.
I knew that this was going to happen.
So the reason why is because I really enjoy the suspense of, like, what does each game hold and what are the stakes involved with said game. So, and I really like them deciphering, like, oh, what does each suite or suit mean? The numbers, how difficult the game is. I will agree a little bit with Miguel. There's a bit of dialogue that just maybe carries on a little too long and kind of either breaks the momentum of an episode or show, I still, this is a criticism that I've had, and you know this, Jessica. Like, these episodes are so long that I'm so used to a show, like, there's kind of like a, you know, like a cadence to episodes and shows, and then once it reaches a certain moment, you know, okay, this episode's about to end. And every time that this would happen on this show, it's like, no, there's still another 25 minutes. And it's like, man, like, they cram so much into an episode. Here's one thing I will say, though. I was not a fan of either season finale.
Okay.
Season 1, the way it ends, I was not a fan of. And then season 2, I was like, kind of like, you're losing me here. You're losing me. And like at the end, like, it was fine. But for the most part, I enjoyed the show. There was some moments where it felt a little too real. And I think that has to do with season 2 that we'll dive more into. There's a certain character and certain action sequences that feel so real that like it almost gets to an upsetting point. But overall, I think that this is a interesting show. I think it's a clever show as well. But it still has, you know, a couple of little faults here and there that don't bring it up to like perfect or anything, but still very enjoyable.
Okay, so I'll jump in. I freaking love this show. I walked in blind. Like, I didn't know anything about this show. I thought Alice in Borderland was about zombies. And I thought I was taking a risk by asking you guys to watch this show because I was like, Rico doesn't like zombies. And like, what am I going to do? I'm asking him to like watch this J-drama that like is about zombies. But literally, I was like, could not be more wrong. No zombies at all. This is a show about games. And as soon as I realized this was like a game, I was like, oh, good. Rico might like this more because for those who don't know, and my comment earlier referred to the fact that Rico loves games. He is very competitive. And
yes, that is very correct.
Right. So, and we've had multiple game nights where it gets a little like intense because Rico's so competitive. And I'm just a little bit about me. I don't really give a shit. So like I show up just to have a good time, like for shits and gigs. And usually our group pulls out the most complicated game. And so I am the person in the TikTok video that's like, here's trying to explain the game to so-and-so. And I'm looking clueless. And I'm like, I just came for the food. Like, so.
No, literally. Like, I've been at these parties. And this is my brother, so I know what it's like. Like, if we're playing cards and he wins a suit, he'll slap his hand on the cards and drag it like, you know, one of those goblins under a bridge. Like, this is my suit. Or I'll be at a party, like we'll all be at a party, and I'm like, and it could be anybody. I'm in the exact same camp as Jessica. Like I have a very can you start my orange like approach to life when it comes to games. I'll be at a party, I'm like, and they're like, oh, I just beat you by 12 points. Oh, cool. Is the pizza here? Like,
right.
I'm like, oh, that's great. Like, are we starting the movie now? Like,
so I thought to myself, as I was watching, I was like, oh shit, I inadvertently picked a really good show for Rico because it's about really intense mind games. So I enjoyed this show immensely for like how simplistic it is. And then gradually it gets more complicated. And that's what, you know, Miguel was saying about it gets so dense because in season 2 especially, and you said this on our text exchange, Miguel, it is a yap fest. Like people are constantly talking about their philosophical mindset to life.
Secretary of Yapper culture.
That's all. So it's like every face card was just a yap monster. There was no in between. Like you knew that you were gonna sit down.
It was an unskippable cutscene because
right.
It's like it's so dense with platitudes, and it's like anybody listening who like watches anime, you know exactly what it's like. It's like, oh, the sky is blue here. Is it blue where you are, Himiko? Da 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 da. And interlaced with all this stuff are very important plot points, and you're like, God damn it! Like, what can I press start and X? Like, what can I do?
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot make your email response time faster. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you find space for your 3 desk drinks. Why do you have 3? And while we can't help you find the perfect volume for your presentation video, LinkedIn can help you find the perfect audience for your business. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
Looking to see what's happening around your home? Ring's battery doorbell helps you track packages and see who's at your door in real time. The Outdoor Cam Plus protects your yard at night with a wide field of view and clearer Retinal 2K video. Or upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells with Retinal Vision for ultra-clear zoom and detail. Your door, your yard, your home. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more at ring.com now.
So that's what we mean by like maybe season 1 was a lot more cut and dry, and then season 2 it got into, and some of it I liked, and then some of it I was like, bro, like I need to take a seat, and I was already sitting. Like it was like, oh God.
Oh my God.
I know. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I did not mind the season 1 finale or the season 2 finale. I was like, this is par for the course. I'm watching a J-drama. Like, I was like, I thought it was going to end like this really dramatic, like, dun, dun, dun. And then I also really enjoyed the overall thematic or reference point of Alice in Wonderland. Like that to me was like a like easy sell.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but like that was like I was like, psh, sign me up.
Yeah. It added a really good framework to everything.
Yeah, and so it allows you to kind of play around in your own head of like, okay, I know the story of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
How are they going to use those reference points in the show as I'm watching? You know, what's going to be called out? What's going to be an Easter egg for that story that you already know?
Yeah, exactly. Even them playing each game is a different card, a different suit or whatever. And all of that like plays into like the overarching theme of they're referencing Alice in Wonderland. That in itself is a huge reference. Like, so.
Yeah. The structure too is like you meet like somebody called Hatter. So you kind of know where
have the
along
Mad
the
Hatter
story
character.
you are. There's like a good like parallel to it. So you kind of know where you're headed. You kind of know. I really liked it because it's like it gives you more of a track than something like Squid Game would, because you're like, okay, after a while you're like, all right, where's this going? Like who's setting this gives you like, okay, well, we haven't met the Queen yet. We haven't met the Hatter yet. We haven't met, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I like that framework a lot.
Yeah, I loved it. And you mentioned Squid Game like twice now. If you don't know, like Miguel is on the Squid Game review episode, so if you want to scroll back in your podcast feed, you can listen to our raw thoughts from back in the day, Squid Game season 1. I'm definitely trying to have you back for Squid Game season 2, which comes out, I think, Christmas Day or the day after Christmas this year.
All right,
season 2 is dropping, so that's exciting. But I had someone in my DMs also come in there and was like, I think that Alice in Borderland is better than Squid Game. So you're the only person who's watched Squid Game.
Yeah, I'm going to let you guys talk that one out because I've never seen Squid Game.
Right. Rico's not seen Squid Game yet. I'm sure in his lifetime he will see it, but...
Is it better? You know what it is, though? It's kind of like... It begs a comparison, right? But then it's kind of like trying to compare... God, I don't know. The Divergent series to Hunger Games. Like, you kind of can compare them, but not really.
Yeah, but Hunger Games wins in that case, so it's not even.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Comparison.
That's not. Yeah. All right.
Sorry, like not.
This isn't really a spoiler for Squid Game, and if it is, well, you've had like 5 years to watch it. I don't know, like figure it out. But like, I was on board until the Ronald McDonald wig. When the Ronald McDonald wig shows up, I was so incredibly out. I was so unbelievably out. But I think looking past that, I kind of like Alice in Borderland's games better. Like I like the games in this series better because they're more like they don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. Squid Game's more like, oh, it's scary because it's like hopscotch, but you're going to, like, I don't know, fall on a pile of broken glass. This was more like, they're kind of games that you know, but you don't know.
That's not a real game in the Squid Games.
I remember, you know what I mean. Like,
I know
it's
what
a
you
child
mean,
game. You play Jax, but
I
instead
also
of
want to
Jax,
like
you're
preface this
picking
by
up,
saying like none of this is spoiling Squid Game.
No, none of this. I think that's another thing. Like, it actually works out this way because, you know, they're childhood games, so it's like, oh, it's like games you used to play but now scary. Alice in Borderland kind of does that, but they put you in very disorienting, terrifying situations that remove it from the novelty of like, oh, we're playing tag, and if I hit you, you explode. Like, there's more to it than that, and there's so much more of a brain teaser element. 3 or 4 games in, you have to think really critically about what it is they're asking you to do. I think I might like, at the very least from that aspect, I really like Alice in Borderland a lot more. Like, the games are way more interesting to me than what was happening in Squid Game. What about you?
I think I liked Alice in Borderland more, only because I didn't need cultural, like, you needed to know a lot about Korean culture and those games to understand what the game was that they were playing, or what even is like dalgona, and like what is that they're doing. So there was a little more, there was a research threshold that you had to cross to appreciate the show. And in this one, it was like, oh, we're playing chess. Like, it was very simple, like I said, to understand globally recognized games, I think. And it was a little...
That makes sense.
...easier to come at it. Also, I love the fantasy element. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I am a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland. That was like my favorite movie growing up as a child, the Disney Alice in Wonderland. And I've always been a fan of fantasy. You know this about me for sure, the fantasy element. I'm a Lord of the Rings girly through and through. And so anytime these things mesh up, I'm there. Like, I'm first in line. So this really hits some of the right buttons for me. I've said this on other reviews. I have a little violent heart, so I did not feel like the violence was as gruesome as maybe some other people did, and it's because I'm desensitized. I'm sorry, I'm desensitized. I was coming at this from like a Tarantino battle royale scale, and that's a really harsh scale. So in my mind, I'm like, it was really brutal, but it wasn't that bad, you know.
I love battle royale though. I forgot.
Oh yeah, no, that movie's so great.
Good.
Another classic Japanese film. So anyway, long story short, I really liked it, and it's not for everyone. It is very demented. It's very sadistic. The games are not friendly, but they are easy to understand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are for sure, because like you can look at any game and be like, oh, I know exactly what's happening here. Like there's no like, what's happening? Like everything is pretty much like tag, a guessing game, you know, whatever it is, it's very simple in that nature, which is good for the audience, because you don't want to overcomplicate things for any audience. You want to make sure that they understand the rules really quick, so that way you could get to the action and people understand, oh, if this person doesn't do this, then this happens. You know, like you want for the audience to be quick on understanding what's happening.
Yeah, you don't want to waste time on doing that, on exposition. This show reminded me of The Matrix a lot. I don't know if you were getting Matrix vibes, especially because The Matrix also uses Alice in Wonderland as a structure for the movie, or like as a reference for the movie. At least in the first one, it's very heavy-handed with like, follow the white rabbit, Neo, and you know, he follows this girl with a white rabbit tattoo, and like it all gets going.
One pill makes you smaller, one makes you bigger. Like,
yeah,
come to think of it, I haven't seen The Matrix since it came out.
When he takes the red pill, he like looks to his right or something, and there's a mirror there, and he touches it, and so it's through the looking glass. Alice going through the looking glass.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know that you were that big of a fan of Alice in Wonderland.
Oh,
like
bitch,
I didn't know that. Like me too. Like I love Alice in Wonderland. It's so good.
getting us back on track, this is the last question or thought that I had before maybe just wrapping up general things. Is someone also thought, in my DM, someone said that they thought K-dramas were less violent. And both of you guys have watched K-drama, not a ton of K-dramas, but you guys have watched K-dramas.
Right.
Do you feel
Fair
like
share.
that's true?
From the ones that I've watched, I don't think I've seen one as gory as this. At least the ones that I've watched, because you have a list of the ones that I've seen, Jessica, and I don't think anything really is this far into violence, blood, gore. Like, I don't think it goes this far. At least the ones that I've seen. So, in terms of that, yes, this is probably the most violent one that I've watched.
Do you have thoughts, Miguel?
I do. I think that as somebody, like, I mean, I used to watch way more Japanese media than Korean media, but now it's kind of like a wash. Like, I've watched enough of both. I think Japanese media in general is like endlessly more violent than Korean media in general, just because there's like there's a couple of things. Like, it's so, there's this kind of sadism that runs through all Japanese horror. Like, it's extremely sadistic, extremely psychological, but more than that, it's like they take a very cartoonish approach to it in live action stuff and movies and everything. And it's like heads exploding, people being decapitated, point blank shots. Like, I think it's more violent in a more cartoonish way. Korean stuff, Korean dramas can be very violent, but it's more in like this person got mowed down by a car, this, like someone's getting killed, like the typical very grounded, realistic way. But they're more like a lot of the Japanese stuff feels more like exploitation media. Like, it's so over the top violent, you know what I mean? So I don't think, I think Japanese is more like Japanese media or Japanese dramas in general, from what I've seen, are way more violent. What about you? Because you've seen a lot of Korean media.
I would say that it's only in recent years, when Netflix started investing in K-dramas, that we started getting some more violent K-dramas. And it's almost like the HBO effect, right? Like, this is a matter of like, you're changing the industry, and Netflix doesn't have restrictions on what you can show on the platform. So shows like All of Us Are Dead, which is a zombie show about zombies like taking over a high school, and the high schoolers have to basically learn how to survive. That's a very violent, gruesome show. Kingdom is also a zombie Netflix K-drama show, and that one is actually very like almost prestige television, but it is super, super scary and gruesome as well. The Glory, another Netflix darling, which, you had very intense scenes of bullying in that show, which you're on that episode as well, Miguel. I mean, you remember it was like,
it was great though. That was great television, but that was, it's weird, right? That would be like, it's almost like that's the signpost of going global. Like, a lot more Korean dramas, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Korean dramas and Japanese dramas. We're going to see more of Japanese dramas because NHK just like struck a deal, and so did Fuji TV with like, we're going to get all these old dramas on Netflix, but they're also doing a few original ones starting later in the year. But like, I've noticed even like with First Love and with a few, like, they've gotten way more sexual. They've gotten way more violent. They've gotten like, it's crazy because we don't really have an analog for that in terms of like, there's no restriction on those dramas now, like you said, because it's on this platform. But it's like, did they get this way because they're on the platform, or would they have gotten that way on a less censored network? You know what I mean? Like, this emergence of just like more extreme themes across the board is really interesting. But you're right, they only,
and
really
we can't
did
discount
get
Squid
real
Game
violent,
either. That Netflix show.
That was crazy.
That became such
first
a big
episode
phenomenon that it could have not ramifications, but more of a big influence going forward in terms of how international shows decide to make their programming, and how they, again, with Netflix also being kind of like, you could do anything here pretty much. So I think that shows, it's wide open now.
So is there anything else you guys wanted to say generally about the show? Like, did you like Arisa as a character? He's our protagonist. or Alice?
Yeah. I enjoyed him as a character. I did enjoy him as being tactical, being resourceful, leaning on his gaming knowledge and just like that smarts that he has to try to figure out the games. And that's something that I really enjoyed as I was watching it, is whenever a new game would come up, I would be like, okay, so how is Ariso gonna figure out how the game is played and how to win it? You know?
Right.
His strategy was always like really cool, to the point that even one of the characters, like later on in the show, basically is like his probabilities
you can bet on him.
are you can bet on him. His probabilities are they're worth their weight in gold. So like, yeah, that's how cool it was to be able to see him figure out that stuff. So I really enjoyed the character.
I thought it was pretty cool. Like he was, I mean,
he's all right.
Basically for all the reasons that Rico mentioned, honestly. Like I like that he took the time to actually figure stuff out instead of just running straight into the game. He's not really my favorite character, honestly, but I like him. I think he's cool. I think he's an interesting enough protagonist, and like he just kept things moving pretty well. So I like him.
And his character arc, and how he asks really tough questions throughout the show and the games.
Yeah.
Did that work for you guys, or was it kind of like, I'm done?
But only when they peeled back like his backstory, because that's one thing that they took a while with it. I think we were 4 episodes in before we started getting some backstory. But once his arc became really apparent, I liked it. Like it makes sense. It makes sense that he kind of turned out the way he did. So
I think my biggest qualm was, and this is probably almost like how I felt regular audience members would think, is like it takes a while to get to its reveal as to the why of it. That was my biggest question on the show, is the why. Like, all this action is cool, the games are great. Why is it happening? Who's controlling it? All that stuff. And I think the show kind of takes its time getting there. Depending on your mileage, like it could either be a really cool, tense, build up to that, or it could be like, wow, they're kind of dragging their feet and not getting to that, which is what Ariso wants, but also the audience wants. They want to know the backstory, like, why is this happening? And I was kind of teetering there. It's like the show's not getting there quick enough. They're doing everything, just games, but not giving us even like a hook of like, oh, this could be the reason why that it's happening. And so that's what I would say is probably my nitpick of the show.
I actually like that though. I actually did like that. Like I like that it was something very elusive. I don't like it when a show is like, oh my god. Do you guys remember Lost?
Bro, I was just about to bring it up. Yes,
I never
Lost.
watched it, but yes.
Like it's like this moving target, like every time, because it's like desespera, or rather like it gets on your nerves, you know what I mean? It's like,
yes.
Maybe this is why. No, that's not why. Maybe this is why. No, I like that you were like in anguish and suffering with the characters. Like they're experiencing like this complete and total devastation, and they're in the dark. Like you have to ask why. And I think that worked for me. I'd rather like be in it with them, wondering why it's happening, than to present a bunch of and then it's a fake out. Like,
and they make fun of that. In the last episode.
I love.
They're like, you want to know why? Here's why. Oh, well, just kidding. Here's why.
It gets philosophical and really dark really quickly too. If you, I wonder if you guys kind of picked up on the pattern of the characters before the reveal, but I don't know if we're in the spoiler space yet. So.
No, we're not in the spoiler space yet. But I love that you talked about Lost and mentioned it, because I feel like that's a spiritual cousin to this show, and maybe this content as well. Is, these characters going through like existential crises and surviving dire circumstances in the games, but then you also get thrown back into their backstories and flashback sequences throughout so that you better understand them. And you even get that from those characters that are leading the games, those that created that certain game, like the the king of clubs or whatever. All these people get some sort of backstory. There's very few that don't. And the ones that don't are basically thriving in the games.
Making a name for themselves in there, yeah.
Yeah, they're the only characters that love and want to be in the games. Or they're nihilists. And they think life is meaningless. Then they're just
life doesn't matter. Everything is going to shit, so who cares?
Right. Yeah, but mostly everybody else gets a backstory. And I thought it worked. And I thought that 8 episodes per season worked. And I know that Rico is not quite used to the length of these episodes, but the length didn't really bother me at all, especially the first season. That was my sweet spot because each episode was 47, 50 minutes around there. And then the second season, they took it to a full hour. And then I was like, ugh, okay, you're at my max now. It was an hour 10.
20.
Yeah, the last episode was an hour and 20 minutes. And I was like, ooh, hard.
Oh, I know, because
that was hard.
I was on a time crunch because I was watching the last 3 episodes. Hold on. Let me see how long. And episode 6 was an hour 5, then 59 minutes for episode 7, and an hour 20 for episode 8. And I was like, oh, God. I got it.
Yeah, so the season 2, they bumped up the times on
yes, they did.
Season 2. Which I'm not sure if they necessarily needed to do that. I think they could have easily trimmed down 10 minutes off of each episode. It would have been fine. Maybe even better. Maybe even a better show. I don't know. But yeah.
I'm all for brevity, so no complaints.
Yeah,
me too.
There were moments where they would drag out somebody walking from one spot to another, and it's let's help them out a little bit, just a little bit. Those little things like that.
Yes.
Brings it down, and then we're on a good pace. Momentum keeps going the way it should be in a show like this, where action is key. You want momentum on your side. You don't want to stall the momentum. So, yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I think we're ready to get into spoilers. But before we do, what would you give this show out of 5 soju bottles? Or maybe sake. Sake bottles.
Sake bottles. Yes.
Sake works.
I think I am going to settle
Wait,
on
Miguel
4.
said 4? What, you both said 4?
I said 4.
I said 4. I'll give it 4.
I give it
out
4.
Of 5? I'll give
4
it
out of
4.
5, right? Yeah.
Yeah, out of 5.
4 sake bottles out of 5.
Yeah, same. I'll give it 4 out of 5.
It's 4s across the board.
Pacing,
because, I'll go ahead and give it 4.5.
Okay. You needed
just
that
to be,
extra
just to be
shot
fresh.
There.
Yeah. Just to be fresh, I'll give it 4.5. I think I liked it better than you guys, but 4 out of 5 is a really high score. I think
it's really
you
good
guys
television.
really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed the ride that it was taking me on. Yeah, I'm really interested to talk about some of the more, some of the details here in spoilers once we get to it.
Perfect. And that's exactly what we're going to do right after this.
Excuse me, 뭐라고?
괜찮아.
Yeah, no, I have no 친구. Oh, sorry.
Swear, disgusting shit.
What?
Where is Daredevil? I'm right here. Don't miss the return of Marvel Television's Daredevil Born Again.
So what's next?
I feel liberated.
We're gonna take this city back.
Over-medicated.
In an all-new season, now streaming only on Disney+.
They're hunting us. It's time we started hunting them.
I can work with that.
This should be tons of fun.
Marvel Television's Daredevil Born Again, now streaming only on Disney+.
All right, we're on the other side of spoilers. We are going to spoil both seasons of Alice in Borderland. So if you want to preserve your first watch, stop now and come back later to finish listening to the episode. And if you don't care about spoilers, then keep listening. All right, so in season 1, we're going to just start in season 1. So season 1, episode 1, I lost my shit in the first 10 minutes because 10 minutes into this episode, they do this crazy oneer of them getting off the street in Shibuya and ducking into the subway station because the cops are onto them, and they lock themselves inside a bathroom stall. All of this time, they don't cut the camera. There's no cuts yet. And then them emerging from a suddenly totally empty bathroom, suddenly totally empty subway entrance, and the intersection outside, which is super famous in Tokyo, completely empty. That whole sequence, I was like, we can stop right now. I'm already locked in, totally locked into this show. You got me. So how did you guys feel about that?
It was a very good introduction to the world, like, because it provides enough interest and intrigue as to, whoa, where did everybody go? How are you going to explain what happens to all these people out of nowhere? They disappeared. And I really enjoyed the aspect of walking out to Shibuya Station and there's nobody. And so I had to look up how they did it, just because like it was throwing me off. I was like, there's no way they could have like gotten the people or the city of Shibuya, to like go ahead and just, hey, for this day, we're going to go, film and we're going to shut off Shibuya Crossing.
Right.
So I had to look it up, and like they did some really good CGI stuff, but there was some practical stuff to it. But overall, I think it was a good way of just hooking you into the show.
Yeah, yeah.
I think so too. I think it was a really good nerve-wracking start. I love that it was only one take. But it puts you on edge immediately. Like when they're running, when they realize, everybody already crossed and all these cars are just flying by and they're just dodging them. Like, I loved it. It was so stressful.
It's super stressful, yeah. And you think they're going to get run over and they duck into the station.
Just mowed down by a car.
Yeah,
and then when someone's like banging on the door.
Yeah, I was thinking like someone's
on
outside
the stall door.
The stall, and no. It was such a great intro into they're in the Borderlands now. So, also I always will love the visual of people running through empty streets in a city, in an urban environment. That will always be an amazing visual to me. It's always going to give Walking Dead episode 1. It's always going to give 28 Days Later. Yes. It's like,
yes, it
is like such an impressive thing to do. And they do it in this show.
It's so cool to do.
I love it.
It's really cool that
it's giving COVID. It's giving like March 30th, 2020.
Like stop
empty
it.
Times Square.
Later, all that
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah. Bro, but the one thing that I couldn't get over for like the entirety of the show, and then it was explained at the end of the show, and we'll talk about it later, but I was like, this is supposed to be set in 2021. Where the hell is the pandemic?
Yeah.
Great question.
Wishful thinking?
Oh God. No, I think that they got to the point where they just were like,
it's summer 2021.
We're just gonna write around it. We're not we're not even gonna try to deal with like all of this that's happening in the world. We already have enough that's in our show. We can't add this other element.
But their first game, so their first game is in episode 1. It is the 3 of clubs that they enter. This is a good game. I totally thought that his friends were gonna last longer in the grand scheme of the show.
Yeah.
Were you guys under this impression as well? Like they make it through the 3 clubs, which is really cool. He uses math basically. Arisa uses math to get out of the rooms and figure out that they're in a square building, and the length of the car that was outside is the same as his dad's car, so he knows like he measured the shit out of it. I mean, I thought it was going to be like that every game, that he was going to have to use his math skills. They were showing his room in the first 10 minutes of the show, and there were a lot of math books in his room. So I was like, oh, so he's like a mathematician. He's super smart, is what I gathered.
Right, he's super smart.
But that wasn't the case at all. Like that was just for that first game that he could math his way out of it. So episode 2 comes around. They got the 8 of Spades game, which is tag. And this is when they find out that the suit of the playing card means what kind of game it's going to be. Clubs is a team battle. Diamond is you have to use your wits. And then spades is physical. Hearts the worst one because you're playing with people's hearts and then tear them apart. It is something having to do with an emotional situation.
It's just heinous. It's just absolute mind games all the way through.
It's awful. It's awful. But that's when we find out the system to the playing cards. And then, of course, the increasing numbers means increasing difficulty. Higher the number, higher the difficulty. I thought Shibuki, which was the female character who was in their group in the first few episodes, I had a lot of issues with this character. Did you guys have a lot of issues with this character, or were you just kind of like going with the flow with her?
I just didn't trust her right off rip.
Bro. Yeah.
Like immediately I didn't trust her. I was like, why are you here? Who are you going to betray?
Yeah.
When are you going to do it? Like immediately.
Did you feel some type of way, Rico? Like, was it just me and Miguel? Like, who is this?
I don't think I really felt anything towards her like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way, like you guys have.
We read a lot into it.
To her.
Yeah.
And I didn't read as strongly into her as you guys did. I don't know. Maybe I was just going with the ride or the flow of the show, but like it didn't really like grab hold of me or anything like that.
Well, we're seeing a lot.
I was just thinking like a video game.
Oh.
Sorry. Like because I was like, okay, like the first game's like a tutorial. In every video game, somebody shows up and they either get killed or they try to betray you. So immediately I was just like not trusting her. So I was like ready for her to like, okay, this is going to be the first person. But then, you know.
So this is
we're still in the club game.
This is what I was like really just so confused about her character. And I'll say my piece and then we'll move on because there's a lot left of the show. This is like in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean that much. But Shibuki says some people like being the strongest ones in their group. It makes them feel better. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dang, like that's the first little like philosophical nugget that we get that's commenting on the human condition, right? Where she's hanging out with like the runt of the group, like the third friend who got injured in the first game. He's saying like, you know, my friends have always been stronger than me and they've been such good friends to me and all this stuff. And she says that to him. And I was like, is she trying to break up the band? Like, I was like, what is this bitch saying? So,
which she kind of felt like she was.
Yeah. She's just like, they want to feel superior and stronger to you. So that's why they keep you around. And I was like, what the fuck? Then she goes on to clearly seduce him. Like, she's ingratiating herself with this weaker character. And I was like, to what end? Like, I was so confused, like, because he's not a good ally. Like, he's clearly injured. He can't do anything in the games anymore. So why would she?
He's going to be such a liability.
Right. So
going forward.
I could not understand why she was doing this. He's not formidable in the game. It's not a strategic ally.
I didn't get it.
So I thought, oh, she's doing all of this to kill him. Why?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I was like, why have sex with a virgin? Why deflower this sadly damaged dude who has clearly a complicated relationship with sex due to his own religious trauma and watching his mother pay to go in to have sex with this crusty cult leader? I was like, is she okay? Like, I was like, she's a villain. So I was like, either she's a villain and trying to kill him or she's just a nymphomaniac and trying to like get it out of her system. And either way, it was so manipulative to me.
I just didn't get it. I honestly didn't. And that was one of the first situations where I was like, okay, like we need to kind of like move this along because there's going to be like
yeah. So
like,
they kind of juke us with this character.
More episodes.
Bro, they juke us with this character because episode 3 comes in, we get our first Hearts game. It's the 7 of Hearts game. Yes. It's the hide and seek game. And this is where the friends die. And Shibuki.
Right.
So
that took me out.
Bro, this was a bad episode. Not bad as in like I didn't like the episode. Bad as in like you're wrecked.
Yeah. I mean, I like the way that this episode really set up how the rest of the show is going to be. Like first I like the misdirection because they do a hide and seek game, but it's like sheep and wolf type of thing. 3 sheep, 1 wolf. And like the whole it's just a reverse order thing. The wolf should be hiding because if he can run out the time, the sheep will explode and he'll win.
Exactly.
So I like that there was that kind of turnabout to it. It kept things interesting instead of forcing somebody. It's like that really shows how it really established the whole like messing with your heart thing. It's like, well, you have to run away from these people knowing that they're going to explode and die. Like, you know what I mean? Just
their deaths are definitely on your hands, because at any point you could have sought them out and you could have looked them in their eyes.
Exactly. And I mean, that's layered too, right? Like,
eyes,
the curse
window to the
actually
soul.
look someone in the face, like, hey, look at me, look at what you're going to do to me. Instead, there's a commentary in there somewhere about how we look away and everybody suffers. But I like I like his friends seem pretty cool characters. I would have liked to see more of them, honestly.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what? For as long as the show went, we could have had them for at least 2 more episodes, honestly. Especially considering some of the stuff that happens later. But the shock value of like, no, they're dead. Like, that's it. Like, we're going to keep going. I think it was important that they do that to establish how relentless the world they're in is.
I personally wish that if you're going to do that of shocking your audience and losing critical characters, that you would have done it like in episode 7 before the finale. Like, really draw it out, really get connected to these characters, because in such a short season, only 8 episodes in a season, you don't have as much time to develop the relationships with the characters that you're watching. And especially since a lot of people binge these shows, it's not as quick as like, oh, I fell in love with this character. And that doesn't really happen all that often if you're binging a show and by hour 3, like, a character dies who's supposed to be pivotal, but I've only been watching the show for 3 hours. I'm enjoying it, but like that character death did not signify or did not become as impactful as it could have if you just draw it out a little bit more. So that way you have like that shock going into the season finale. That is something that I think would have benefited the show, because I think those characters are very good characters. So that's why I think they just missed out on that opportunity, possibly.
Yeah, they were really strong. And that's why I was so surprised that they killed him off in episode 3. The scene of them counting down, to the end of the game, and the flashbacks of them, cheering him up and just being young together, heartbreaking. And then Otis's screams and wails once it happens, once the little bombs in their neck braces go off, he just wails until he's hoarse. I mean, that was... Yeah. And then cut to, like, that's the end of the episode, credits rolling, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, you just...
They really know how to get you there.
Yeah.
I had to watch, like, 3 episodes of Family Guy to wipe that before bed. I saw that, like, at midnight, and I'm just like, I'm not going to bed after this. I'll tell you that for free. Like, I'm just going to watch something else to clear. You need a palate cleanser after that. I was like, oh, boy. It was well done, though.
It was.
I mean...
It was well done, just so early, like done very early. And they give him, that reason to live. And this is a trope, right? Like when people are about to die, they're on their deathbed, and they give you a mandate to live well, live in their place, do what they couldn't do. The person who lives or survives definitely has to do what they said. Like, you have to do whatever a dying person wishes for.
You can't waste the life.
No.
Exactly.
Literally.
No. So
you can't.
You knew that he was going to suffer for the loss, but also use it as fuel to live, right? I think that was the purpose of it in the plot, but I still think the characters were super strong and it was hard to let go of them. So we get to episode 4. It is the 4 of Clubs game, the distance one. This one, I could have done without this game. I gotta be quite honest with you. This is the one where they're in the tunnel and they just like run in one direction away from the goal, basically. And then there is a flood that happens in this tunnel.
So towards the at the end of the tunnel. It was probably the weakest game out of all. Watching the show,
Mm-hmm.
like there's so much that they could have done.
There was a fucking panther at one point that was mauling.
Like I heard the growling and I was like, are they about to like just have like a wolf in here?
Right,
or something?
right.
And it was a panther or whatever. And I was just like, this is not the strongest game so far in this show.
Right.
It's
I
just
think the reveal was one of my favorites though. Like it was a weak game. The panther was just like, okay, like all right. But you know, everything, now that I'm thinking about it, everything comes back to just the pacing of the show, because they could have used, I love the reveal that they get to the other end and it's like, oh, we're running away from the goal. Like, because it didn't give them a plus, it didn't give them a minus. I found that really interesting because it's like, oh, this world means business. If you didn't know it already, like nothing's going to be what you expect. And I don't know, that I liked it, but I feel like they could have used all that time in that episode to establish, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they didn't use that time to its potential, considering it was an hour-long episode and that was the only game that was in it.
I mean, he really, the purpose of that episode was to meet the White Rabbit, Usagi, and for her to basically save him from just dying out in the elements and letting starvation take him.
Point.
But then they do this 4 of Clubs game, and that's their first game together.
Yes.
Still not my favorite game. Anyway, we get to episode 5 and they find the beach.
Right.
And I was having flashbacks of Leonardo DiCaprio's beach movie. Have you guys watched that movie?
I remember that movie.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay,
that
like
movie.
this isolated cult that leads a utopia-esque existence. As much sex, drugs, and alcohol as you want. No locks on the doors, no secrets. You just can't really tell other people about the beach. I was like, oh, this is the beach, only not the beach.
But not.
The rules were nuts. I mean, the scene of them meeting the Mad Hatter is I thought that was a great scene of them being threatened to basically join the beach or you die.
Or
you share all the cards you earn or you die. You know, you get this concept of if we collect all of the cards, we might get out.
Right. How did you guys feel about that? Like,
of collecting the cards and getting out, or the beach?
No, collecting the cards and getting out.
I thought it made sense. I was with Arisa. Like, I was like, there's some logic to it that if you collect or win the games, survive to the end,
there is logic to the game.
Then you get to get out.
Yeah, there's logic to it, and I think that them working together as a unit to collect the cards made sense. Now, getting to the end and they're like, okay, so who gets to present the cards?
That was hysterical to me.
If that is the case.
Right.
It's like, yeah, so, right, only one of us can leave, not all of us.
Right. That wasn't
it was like, yes, I'm the one that gets to leave. The Mad Hatter was like mad as fuck, bro. Like, he was, when he showed up in a kimono and board shorts, I was like, I could not love this show more right now. Like, the Mad Hatter is mad.
Shit was wild.
Everybody has to wear bathing suits at the beach. I was like,
that way it doesn't, like, nobody can hide a weapon.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's the thing that cracked me and a friend of mine up about the beach is that there's this anime trope called the beach episode. And it's like, yeah, like it's every anime has a beach episode. It's usually non-canonical. It has extra humor in it. Like, we're talking like
you got me with non-canonical.
It is like normally like it's like, hey, let's go to the beach today. So it's like Dragon Ball has one, Sailor Moon has, like all of them have one, and it's all these characters are at the beach. So you'll have all the heroes there, and then the villains will be there like buying ice cream or doing something innocuous, and it's really just a fan servicey way of getting all the characters into their bathing suits. So when they got to the beach, I'm like, don't tell me this is the beach episode. But no, it turned into a plot. So right. I was like, okay, I guess we're at the beach now. And that, I mean, okay. Like, why not? Episode. I do like it though, because it added like this creepiness that reminded me of like Battle Royale, Suicide Club. They're all like, oh yeah, let's play the next game. Like, and then they're all just being killed off anyway.
Yeah.
It was like a fun contrast, like everyone running straight to their death but trying to have a good time in the meantime. I liked it. It was interesting.
I have so episodes 6 and 7, my notes are combined for these 2 episodes. You have this ploy to get all the cards because oh my god, I forgot his name, but the big dude in a wife beater kills his best friend the Hatter and takes over the beach, and it's only a matter of time before the beach self-destructs because basically all the rapists and murderers are now in charge. This guy, like, oh my god, it's Chisiu, I think is his name. Oh, Chisia, the blonde guy.
Yes.
Is it helpful if I just call him the blonde guy?
With the
blonde dude.
The Michael Jackson looking one that never smiles.
Yes, him.
Yeah. The one...
So
that guy was like a trope and a half. He cracked me up. Like, I was like, no.
So this guy, Chisia / Michael Jackson over here, the blonde guy, I called him a weasel in my notes because he tricks Arisa to steal the beach's cards and then he takes them for himself, and Arisa gets like pummeled and thrown in a room to wait out the rest of his visa and basically get lasered.
Right.
But then plot twist, the beach becomes an arena. I loved this twist.
That was
great.
so good.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was so good because it was the first time that it's like, I loved it because it was the first time. And now that we know, kind of who was in charge of the game in a roundabout way, like it was the first time it's like, okay, Arisu's there now. Cool. Let's lock this shit down. Like your little sanctuary's over. Like you're going to fight there. Like you can't just hide at this resort. Like that was so terrifying. And the fact that like Hikari almost walked through it.
Yes.
Like, yeah. And they just like threw a pen and it just blew up and they're like, oh no.
Right.
Terrifying.
Right. I know. Oh, but this is also like around the time we didn't even talk about these 2 characters. We talked about MJ for a minute, but we didn't talk about we didn't talk about Hikari / in I think also the name is Kuina.
Yes.
Oh,
the trans character.
Martial artist. Yes.
Which I
yes.
loved that storyline.
Iconic.
That was a good storyline on that one.
Damn good backstory and storyline, and I love that character. So kick-ass.
She might be probably my favorite character outside of who is this girl? The one who was the autopsy girl.
Anne.
So inarticulate.
Anne.
Anne. I loved Anne too.
Oh, we'll just call her
like
CSI.
A forensic, whatever. Yeah, CSI.
Yeah, because she was like part of CSI. That was her day job.
Bro,
yeah, so
we got
Homegirl
some wild
CSI was
nicknames here. So we got. Hold on. So we got CSI
for Anne.
We have Michael Jackson
for Chisia.
We have
MJ.
Obviously, we have Ariso, who's Alice, and then we have the White Rabbit
as for Usagi. Yeah.
And then we have the guy wearing the wife beater.
The guy wearing the wife beater.
He knows. Damn, what is his name? Aguna.
I am blanking on his name. Aguna. That's what it was. Aguni.
Thank you. Aguni.
Yes.
Is wife beater.
Yes. I mean, I kind of was referencing him as basically the rapist.
Oh, yeah, he's the rapist.
Yeah.
Niragi.
The guy with Niragi. That's how I was referring to him because I was like, this guy just wants to.
Which is the villain that is burnt in Nightmare on Elm Street? Freddy Krueger. Okay, I was referencing as him as Freddy Krueger.
Oh, especially in season 2.
Yeah, because yeah. So Freddy Krueger / the rapist.
I love how they tried to give him a backstory of like, well, he was bullied.
Bro. Okay, we'll talk about it.
There's no justification.
Okay.
Yeah, no justification.
So I loved the trans character. I was on the fence about MJ for most of the show until season 2. I think season 2 we'll talk about like what happens to him and his backstory that they finally revealed, because I was like, woo, they went for it there. And then the rapist. So we have to talk about the rapist now, though, because he almost rapes the White Rabbit, Usagi, just before the beach becomes the arena.
Exactly.
Like they were holding her down and shit. Like I was like pressed. I was like, we need to send a laser down now, like for this guy,
right?
Because and he was doing all this tongue shit with the tongue ring, and I was
the Queen of Hearts was not an ally. Like she should have just lasered the shit out of him right there. Like It's always with the sexual violence with these shows.
I know, but like, I'm finally nothing happens, thank God. But like, holy shit, I was like, we are not in Kansas.
It was pretty
anymore.
bad.
It was bad. I was shaking.
I was like, how far is this gonna go? I was just like,
yeah.
like,
fast forward, because it was, I mean, it was demented. But anyway, so the beach becomes an arena. We play a 10 of hearts game.
I love this game. The one where homegirl is like stabbed, right?
Yeah,
like
this is the witch hunt.
Yeah, the witch hunt.
Yeah.
I love that game.
So you liked it?
I love that game.
I don't know if I liked the actual
because it was
game.
so.
This is the one that actually got me into that mode of like just kind of being upset, just because like it's just straight up just like people just gunning down people. And I kind of felt like this way of like this is a little too real. At least for me, it's just obviously it's a show and I get it, but like when there's just people like running down the halls and then you see them just like
there was like a level of senseless violence when it comes to the mowing down of people gamers in this show that didn't sit right with me, because they're not playing at that point. There's no level of skill involved in this. They're just running for their lives.
They're just running for their lives. That's the one thing that I was just like, this doesn't feel like a game. This one's just, we're going to kill everyone.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it felt.
I mean, the motive kind of tries to like make up for that, right?
Because
I still
Wife
think
Beater was the one that was like, I'm just going to kill everybody here, because their adoration of the Mad Hatter was what drove him to madness and to start these foul policies of like loyalty or you die. Give up your cards.
It's a very
or die.
on the nose take of a witch hunt. Like, let's just kill everybody. Like, it's you know what it was though? I think I can nail down what made it a bit like it was. Not only were people getting gunned down like point blank, and that was jarring by itself. What got me was, you remember when like they show the victims running down the halls like through CCTV, and it's like so similar to the thing. Like we see this on the news all the time. So it's like I'm watching this, I'm like, oh my god, like this is all too. It's way too much. But at the same time, did you solve this one right away though?
No.
Because I had this one like right off rip.
What?
Right off.
You guessed this
really?
One.
Right
you
off
guessed
rip.
that it was a suicide.
Yes, it was very. You know, spoiler alert. It's a 70-year-old episode, but like monsters are due on Maple Street of Twilight Zone. Like right off rip, I was like, homegirl stabbed herself. What? Like because it's a witch hunt. It's a baseless, angry mob killing everyone in sight with little to no evidence. I'm like, she stabbed herself. And that was like immediately. And that's why I loved the way that the episode unfolded, because it's also like, I was like, all right, there's like 13 episodes left. There are way too many extras to pay. Like they're going to have to start like calling this cast
You thought
down.
the budget was too high.
Yeah. I was like, immediately, I was like, it was her. She did it to herself, whatever. I didn't know how they were going to figure it out. But then, you know, Anne, CSI, she checks like the prints using some kind of paste that she forms out of like
the glue,
whiteout and some glue, and you know the fingerprints are back. I was living for this one because I knew it was her. I was just trying to figure out how they were gonna figure it out. It was so obvious.
I thought it was a Goonie.
I did not get that.
And then like halfway through this witch hunt, I was like, it's too easy if it's a Goonie. So then I didn't have it at all. But I never guessed it was a suicide.
Oh.
Yeah, neither did I. I was not there.
Also,
I was
like
not there
right
for that
here. Like, who's, you know what I mean? She stabbed herself in the place where it would hurt the least. You know what I mean? It's not like, with how brutal all the killings have been in the show. Like, you know what I mean? It was just kind of sticking out of her shoulder.
It was not a shoulder shot. It was in her chest.
It was like right here. Like it was like here. Like just
yeah.
Whatever. The point is, it was really engaging.
It was really engaging.
I really liked this. It was like horrifying and disgusting, but it was also really engaging. I really liked it.
I didn't like that a Goonie like killed hundreds of people basically, or triple digits at the very least.
Yeah, they killed.
He killed a ton of people, and then they bring him back for season 2, and I was like, "What?" So,
like, why does?
How the fuck did he live? Like, number one,
Right. That was when they brought him back and I saw him, I was like, how's he alive?
He got shot like multiple times. Like
haven't figured it
Niragi,
out.
the rapist, shot him multiple times with the gun. I was shocked when he came back in season 2. And then Niragi
Wasn't he
as
getting
well, the
shot
rapist.
at while charging into a gun?
Yeah, he was charging the gun.
He was charging at the rapist.
Like, I know he's an SDF or like some kind of secret service or whatever, but there's no excuse for that. Like, he's not a horse. Like, he's like running straight into this gun, like blasting it.
Like,
I couldn't figure out
I
that
couldn't
mystery.
figure it out. I was looking for signs that he was struggling with the injuries in season 2. No.
We'll get to it later, obviously, but I thought he got shot in the head in season 2, and this dude was still like rolling around alive.
Oh
like,
no, yeah, he got like grazed.
No,
the bullet grazed his
it was a
head.
grazing.
But
yeah.
damn, like I didn't understand Aguni at all. That guy living, I didn't understand Niragi, the rapist, living at all.
Yeah.
When he showed up
Nope.
in season 2, I had to pause the show because I was laughing so hard.
It's
like
it,
I was like, get the
burned
fuck out of
alive.
here. Like, this guy is still on 2 feet. Like, you're joking.
right, exactly. Doesn't
And
make
like the
any
sword
sense.
bitch, like definitely, like he went down. Like,
If
what
anything,
was that guy?
we have to talk about that scene.
We'll get.
We have to talk about
I
that
love
scene before we
scene.
move on to episode 8, season 1.
Yes.
So, but like,
Hikari
long
and,
story
like,
short,
the sword
I
dude.
think that making Aguni and Niragi survive to season 2 was like a swerve. Like, I thought this is the most J
That
drama
was a
thing about
crock.
this.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe they did it for both of the characters.
Maybe
both of
one,
them.
but both. Like, I don't. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I'm like, like, y'all should have been dead. Like,
Honestly.
this makes no sense.
Yeah, they zagged on that. Like, I was like, whew. And then, so the fight that you're talking about between the tattooed bald samurai
Sword.
dude
Yeah.
and Kuina Hikari. Well, do we have a nickname for her at all? Dreads?
Just Hikari.
Okay, Hikari. Was nuts. That was amazing. I loved that
was
fight.
so good.
That was
That
a good
was
fight.
so good.
That was a really good
Yeah.
fight.
Like, I do love. It's so on the nose, but this was one of the few, because this is when the show started to put in those heavy like flashbacks and cutaways. But this was one of the ones I think that paid off the most out of the whole series, because it was all about perspective. Like, the sword dude is like this guy who obviously struggles with mental illness, but beyond that, he just doesn't leave the house. I forget what they call it over there, like hikokimori, basically a person who just like, you know, I might be butchering that, but basically they have a name for people who are essentially hermits. It's just like a Japanese version of a hermit. So he's a hermit, and, you know, he hates himself and he hates everything, so that's why he is the way he is. But I love that they show Hikari, you know, her dad teaching her before she transitioned, like, how to fight and how to be all this stuff, and her mother showing her how to love and everything. And she just tells him, you know, that's your problem. You run away from your past. I carry mine with me. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, I got
like,
chills.
perspective. Because the other guy is like running away, and that's like, he's like, I got these tattoos. Don't look into my eyes. I have swords. And no, she's like, no. And even she says, she's like, this is for you, Dad. Like, she didn't care about the fallout. She didn't care that she was rejected. She took the best things that made her who she is, because she knows that all came together exactly, and then took that shit and ran with it through the whole series. Love that setup. It was so
loved
good.
it. One was trying to erase and forget his past and thriving in this game world because of that, and the other one reconciled with her past and faced it head on to survive in the game world. And I loved this fight. I loved the backstories, and
So good.
that was a really high point in the episode, amongst all of like the senseless killing in the episode.
It showed that there was still light in the world.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
like that.
that's good.
Like, no, we're getting out of this one alive type of deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Love it.
Episode 8, the witch is revealed. It is Momoko. Like, I can't remember the character's name, but she basically stabs herself, like you said. And the dealers are also revealed. So now we have this other level to the games.
Yes.
Where there are people that are coerced into facilitating the games. And they go into the subway station and follow in the footsteps of these girls who took videos of their travels around the games and basically documented their time in the Borderlands. When they get down there, this what is this, like, station? This...
It's kind of like a maintenance room inside of a station.
Yeah.
In the train station.
Full of
so
screens.
It's like a broadcast station.
Yeah. This broadcast station, everyone's been killed. And
Thank God.
Nita, the woman dressed in black who was on the executive team at the beach, pops up on the screen, and she's like a fucking joke. Like, she is the most cartoonish character.
I couldn't with this
when
one.
she pops up on the screen.
I couldn't. This is what really, like, you remember Fifth Harmony when they showed up without Kabila Kabea and she just like flies back. That did that to me to the show. Like, I was sitting on my couch and I'm like, I literally said out loud, I was on the phone with a friend of mine. I'm like, you know what? If you guys aren't gonna take this shit serious, I turned it off. I was like, I'll be back. Like, this was at 2 a.m. I was like, I'll be back in like 6 hours. I'm not even gonna deal with this right now. I finished the episode in the morning because she's like, Ore no katashi ga game desu, and just like really, really anime. And I'm like, oh no. You look like those weeaboos who pretend to be Japanese. Like, stop. Like, it was so cartoony.
It was really cringy. And basically she announces that new games will begin. And you see airships carrying giant flags of face cards flying all across the city of Tokyo, and you're just like, oh fuck. And that's the end of season 1, right? Like, we have to see our favorite characters get through the face cards alive. Yes.
That took me out when they're down there. It's like, she's like, I thought it would be an alien. And it's like, I'd rather it be an alien than this chick. Like, this, like, Anne was like so angry. Like, I would, like, she's like so pissed. She's like, I wish it was an alien instead of whatever the hell this is supposed to be. Like, it took
she's like,
me
this is
out.
embarrassing. Like, I don't know about you guys.
But it gets more embarrassing. Like, who we meet in the second season.
So,
I need to know I've been dying to hear your perspective on this, dude.
Are you talking about the King of Spades? Or someone else?
The naked dude.
Oh,
No.
hold on.
King of Clubs.
Wait,
We'll get to that.
So season 2, we're now going to talk about season 2. Episode 1 starts off with the King of Spades is in the area. There is another massacre in the streets. There is no games. There are no rules announced. There's no timer on anything. There is just a masked man with unlimited ammo gunning down people in the streets. You have to
terrifying
somehow kill this Terminator. That's the King of Spades.
Again.
And I was like, oh no, if every game is going to be like this, I am not going to like season 2.
No. Because again, that's not a game.
It's not a game.
Like,
yeah, that was my thing too.
That's just a straight up massacre. Like, it threw me for a loop. That first episode of season 2, because I'm just like, oh my god, and the way like the gunfire like was just insane. Yeah. Like, the way they portrayed the gunfire was crazy.
It was just really pervasive, like non-stop, just like
right,
just like, oh
exactly.
My God. Like,
it was non-stop. One thing I will give, you talked earlier about a one-take sequence. We saw another one in this episode. It was a car chase.
Yes. Which
I was like, oh, there's a winner.
You know what? That was not a bad car chase. You're right.
It was not. It was not a bad car chase.
Those cars were sick.
They were.
Yes,
like,
I love the look
the
of them.
Toyota Century, I think it is. That's the one that all the cabs in Japan are like, they use that car.
They're modeled after it.
Yeah, with the little curtains and stuff. That was sick. Oh my god. When he like pulls up alongside them and they look and he just like shoots into their car. Shit was terrifying. That was such a great
The
chase.
car scene was a bright
long.
spot in the otherwise not likable
underwhelming opening
or enjoyable King of Spades intro.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It was extreme. It was a bit of an extreme intro to the season, but at the end of the day, that was just one episode. There was still so much more to the season.
Well, we also meet the King of Clubs in this episode. 5-on-1 team is the game. Niragi, the tongue ring rapist, is back from fucking season 1. He's still alive.
Back again.
The King of Clubs is a nudist, and I guess we have to talk about this guy.
Yeah,
actually, before we do, There is a convenience store scene between Arisa and the white rabbit Usagi, where they're scavenging for food, and Arisa basically says he wants to go back. He wants to go back to the real world, and Usagi is traumatized by losing her father and the cruelty of the media toward her dad, that she says she hates the real world, and if given the chance, she would not go back. Arisa says, like, even though he hated a lot of his life, he still cherishes his memories with his friends, and he wants to do better, live a different life, and he'll protect her in the game no matter what. They can start over in the real world. They flash back to something that his older brother said in season 1, episode 1, which was, if only the real world can be reset.
And it did.
Yeah.
And so I like this. So now you have this new drama in season 2, which is Arisa and Usagi are both trying to survive the games, but to different ends.
Yeah.
You know, they're not on the same page.
One's just trying to stay alive. The other one actually wants to go back.
Exactly.
To the other world.
Exactly. So now we get to the King of Clubs. What do you think about this clown?
Yo, so I really like the aspect of him being almost like Ariso's mental foe. Like,
oh, I thought you were going to say mentor, and I was like, yeah, I was following.
There's a little bit to that too. Like, there is an aspect of like, this is a well-worthy, challenging adversary.
It's a charismatic leader.
Yes. And he's looking for an opponent who it can meet him at his level. And he sees it in Ariso. Like he finds someone, oh, wait a minute. I think this kid has potential. I want to push him to that. I want to see how far he's willing to go, you know, because I can see the potential in this kid. Is he willing to make, you know, the sacrifice? Is he willing to, you know, really meet me at my level here? Is he challenging worthy opponent? And I really dug that part of it. Why he was butt-ass naked, who knows? Who knows? You know, when you're in
so
the Borderlands.
The shots of him walking around, I was like, how many things can you use to obscure his genitals? Like, I was amazed. I was like, how are they gonna...
Yo, the camera angles where like they're showing him from the front and like they get as low as they can,
as low as possible,
and I'm like, bro, like 1 centimeter and you're seeing full on, you know.
I know.
Like, I'm just like
full on peen.
Yes.
I was like, wow,
Insane.
this is. I was impressed. I was
Insane
impressed.
Character.
Him crouching down like
Stop.
his friend that died. I'm like, get up, get up,
get up.
Oh my god.
But I loved him, and I loved it added like some, like, I mean, I was like, have you guys ever seen The Leftovers?
I don't think so.
I've never watched the show, but I've heard of it.
It's really dismal. It's like pitch black. But like up until this point, I was like, okay, now I need levity. I need something, because like, and this brought like so much levity. Like, it was funny. Like, it was a good like sight gag, but like also. Like, he's charismatic, like you said, in a world that has no charisma, like, has no humor, has no nothing. So I think it was a really interesting departure. And I also love how tight-knit this king was with his band.
Yeah.
They all kind of accepted their fate, and they kind of accepted the role really well of, like, we're just facilitators for you to win or lose this game. We already know what's going to happen to us no matter what. I thought that was really refreshing. You know, it wasn't, we took a break from the whole, like, how could you, like, even the one guy that they kind of send to die, he's like, wow, so I'm the one you chose? All right, well, I forgot what he says. He says, like, make it worth our while, and then he dies. And they actually do feel bad. They feel remorse, but they've all kind of accepted, like, you know, that's going to be their role in this world. So I found it really refreshing from the rest of what we had up until that point.
Yeah, two sides of the same crew coin. I liked it. They have like a lot of yapping though in this episode too. This is when they actually, like, this is the meat of the game, and I think at the very start of the game, Arisa's still like asking the same question, like, if we win all of the games, will we get to go back to the real world? Does he asks every
like, bro,
game.
Nobody knows. Like, stop asking. We're all in this world. Like,
so
like, just stop.
The king of clubs is like, how many heart to hearts did you have? Our flaws, our pride, those are exposed here in this world. When we look death in the eye, we face true human nature and reality. This world is more real than any you left behind. And I was like, ooh, what the fuck now? Like, I was like...
It's like, oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, it was...
yeah.
I mean, we knew this already, but obviously the games are definitely a social experiment, or at least bringing about social commentary. Yeah. And this was just drawing attention to that. So I felt like some of the dialogue was really good and some of it was really hammy.
It's just anime tropes. I know I keep saying it, but all the way down, like the whole looking off, not even looking at the person you're talking to, saying something sort of deep, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it was okay, but like at this point I was like, yo, like, again, and I think I've said this on a previous podcast because I've hit this point before. I'm like, I really desperately want to either watch this on double speed or fast forward, but like, I can't risk missing something and like, you know, just... But I was just like, bro, like, please just pack it up. Like, let's go. If you're gonna die, just like get lasered right in your shit and let's just move. Like, please, like. But all that to say, like, for as drawn out and exhausting as some chunks of it were, it all did serve a purpose. And the overarching thing of like they're all unified and, like you said, two sides of the same team coin. I like that. Like, so
it did pay off. And I thought the game was very interesting, where it's not like, oh, if we combat and I win, the other person dies type of thing. No, like, you still can help your team. You know, you could still find ways to be able to get to the goal, which is to have more points at the end. Now, are we going to talk about how this game ends?
Oh, with Tata chopping his own hand off?
Good
yeah,
Lord,
let's talk
bro.
about that.
That was rough.
Well, first of all, we get his flashback sequence. I mean, he maims a fellow mechanic by putting this jack, because he's a car mechanic, and he puts this jack under the car wrong after being repeatedly told to get his shit together.
Yeah.
And it's negligence. Is through his own negligence.
Pure negligence, yeah.
That was so sad.
This guy that he was working with loses a hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he feels incredible guilt over that. I mean, I'm not sure anybody wouldn't,
yeah,
even if they
exactly.
put the jack correctly and some shit goes wrong. I mean, that would wreck you for life. And so he
was called out for that carelessness even before,
yeah.
too, because he's telling the mechanic who he ends up maiming, like, and then taking away, like, that's the way he makes a living. That's, you know, so like he was like, yeah, you know, this is a fun little thing to do, but I'm going to learn English and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And he's like, oh, well, this is what I do for a living. Like, bro, like,
it's an honest,
fuck you. Like, this is a real good, honest
yeah.
job. And then his carelessness ends up losing him an arm. So I guess it's that atonement thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, well, hey, I mean, that's a lesson to learn, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the fuck was going through Arisa's mind when he paired up Niragi the rapist with White Rabbit Usagi during the game. Like, I was like,
that was dumb.
Bro,
you're an idiot.
Your team building skills are not great.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God.
Yeah, when they think they're about to lose, Niragi goes apeshit and there's another rape attempt on Usagi.
I didn't like that. I'm like, this seems like some kind of weird kind of fan service, and I'm not really here for it.
Fan
like,
service?
We get the point.
What are you talking about fan service?
I don't... This is a trope too, right? So it's like, I'm not gonna get into it. The
are you
point
talking about
is
like
that
she's a damsel and like he has to save her? Arisa has to save her?
No. The rapist like actively pursuing this chick a second time.
What?
Like this is such an easy thing to sidestep. Why are we getting another scene like this in the show? I don't understand.
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
Like,
yeah,
I don't get why this character survives.
Yeah, he should have just died. And then when I saw his flashbacks, I'm like, you know what? They should have done you in on the other side. Like, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why you're here. This is a mess. Like,
but yeah, so the way the game ends, I think, is genius. I love the fact that they decided to sacrifice Tada's hand to give it to.
We can call him Glenn from The Walking Dead.
Glenn from The Walking Dead.
He reminded me of Glenn from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, he did.
So dirty.
Yeah, he did.
Like, especially with the car, like he's the one that goes to like lift the car, and he comes in this obnoxious cherry red car.
Yes, I remember.
And
that.
I was like, it's just like Glenn in
It's
season
just
1.
like Glenn.
And then the hat, like it was very season 1 Glenn.
But the philosophical like debate between the King of Clubs and Azuri.
Yes. The last Yap Fest.
Yeah, the last
between
Yap
them.
Fest.
Yeah.
But like that, going back and forth between them, but then the ultimate like gamesmanship of like, I got the better of you because we did what it needed to be done to win this game. We made a sacrifice and we're going to win this game. So I really enjoyed that they were able to go to that. Obviously, rest in peace to Glenn from The Walking Dead. Because that sacrifice drew out a lot of blood. So
he died of blood loss. Yeah. But I thought what was interesting was Arisa says that he doesn't want the King of Clubs to die. He's like, I don't want you to die.
Right.
And I was like,
he's finally
what
challenged.
Do you mean?
And
like that was hard for me to grasp, and I don't know if that was hard for any of you guys to grasp
I
either.
think I understand
that they didn't blame the game masters of the face cards, even though they were players and now they became elevated and were developing this game around their strengths or their interests.
Maybe he was just so refreshed to meet somebody of like an equal intellectual capacity. Maybe. And with all his like flowery charisma, like, and depth, like, like it was nice. It's like, I can have a real conversation while everybody around me is getting gunned down, mowed down. Like there's nothing in this universe except for like bleak strategy as a means to an end, violence, desolation, sadness. So to have a conversation with somebody that's, anything that's not that, and on top of that have someone that's at least somewhat like an intellectual equal, I think that really like appealed to Arisu. So it's like, no, I just met you and now like, you're gonna die too. Like this sucks,
right, like this is someone who he actually could see that there was good in him. Like even
he wasn't malicious.
He was not malicious, and he was
he just kind of acquiesced to the world.
Right, and he was also very to the point of like really, like I said, challenging Ariso and also enlightening him on there are things you can do, like are you willing to do, think about it. Like he was really, like you said, Jessica, like almost like a mentor figure, because again, he wasn't there to like, we're here to kill you. It wasn't that type of attitude. It was an attitude of like, hey, you've stepped into my game right now, and let's see what you got. Let's see if you can actually save your team. If not, we're going to win and we're going to still be here. This is our life. This is what we are now called to do going forward. But can you do something about it? Like it wasn't that attitude of like, you're dead, and because we see that in other,
it was like good
figures.
Sportsmanship.
Exactly. It almost felt like good sportsmanship. So overall,
I mean, he says like little nuggets to him. You're playing your own game. You're the master of your own fate. You'll never be like me, and you shouldn't want that. And then he says what I felt was in their last Yap session after he knows that he's going to die. He knows he's lost the game. This part felt a lot like Dumbledore and Harry Potter talking in the Dreamscape King's Cross Station in like the final Harry Potter movie, because it was almost like, what makes you think this isn't real? Like, like what makes you think this isn't, just because it's might not be happening and it's strange, like doesn't mean it's not meaningful or anything like that. And the quotes I have are, actually, no, that was Arisa saying that. He's like, if we hadn't met playing this game, who's to say? And the King of Clubs says, the only reason we became this close was because we met playing this game. So it's kind of like this paradoxical thing.
Yeah.
He responds, but if we had met somewhere else, then maybe we could have actually been friends. Again, like this like mentorship, like I admire you. I really like your vibe. And the King of Clubs says, we've been friends this whole time. Arisa, I hope you figure it out. How to live by your own rules. Your life is yours. Don't follow someone else's path. It was an honor playing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Sick
Stuff.
Loved it.
So I was like, my head was
so
reeling
on this character. The character that probably, at least viscerally, should have been the goofiest turned out to be one of my favorites. I was like, wow, this is such a great everything.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so episodes 3 through 4, it's Chisia MJ playing in the prison. He's got to win a Jack of Hearts game.
Yeah.
And this one was interesting.
Is this the neck
Yes.
collar one?
Yes.
With the tell you
Yes.
what suit it was?
They did a really good
game.
job of doing the red herring on it, where you think it is the girl who attracts everyone to her group.
Yeah.
Because,
well, I mean, that was easy to not believe.
right, because it happened
girl
too
was so
early
ratchet.
in that game for you to be like, yep, that's her. And like Michael Jackson, he's kind of like, pointing things out and noticing things. I love how observant his character is. Like he does not jump into anything. He is watchful.
He's super calm under pressure.
Because he needs to be. And like more on his backstory in a little bit. But like he needs to be calm. If not, you will suffer the fate of death. So he understands, like he needs to look at these characters. He needs to see, okay, what is this person's angle? How are they acting? And so he's super observant, and he kind of stays to himself somewhat for the most part. He does obviously have a partner that's helping him, telling him what the suit is on his collar. But for the most part, I really enjoy how observant of a character he is.
Yeah. That's what makes him interesting to watch, is that you kind of think he has it figured out, but he's got such a good poker face, and he's so calm that
he makes that face even when he's shot in the
right.
arm.
Yeah.
His hands are still in his pocket, laying on the ground. He's like, "Wow, you missed a vital organ." I'm like,
okay,
too cool.
Nothing will shock you.
He was very cool in this game.
Yeah,
though.
he was really cool, and I loved. It was just such an interesting game to figure out who was the Jack of Hearts.
Yeah,
and I thought it was the guy that was the murderer. Who showed up at the beginning of the episode. I thought it was that guy. Wasn't that guy. It was his partner. So, like, great bait and switch. Arisa and Usagi find this encampment where everyone's dead, and they watch an 8mm film. I thought this was going to lead to something, and it didn't really lead to anything.
No.
Such a waste, honestly.
I thought this was a waste.
It was a waste, because you think, this is going to lead to, like, a clue to like what is the end game of all this, and nothing.
You get like this girl is like, oh, she saw something in the sky that's a clue to like there's something that she knows about the world, and like she gets shot in the head in the footage.
Video gets cut off
by the King of Spades.
Why was she dressed like it was that the I was so checked out during that, because I was like, this isn't going anywhere. Was that in the 70s, or did they just
no that was there
because
it just
because the homegirl's dressed like she's in the 70s.
I know what you're talking about.
Like, she looked like a hippie,
exactly
and they're in a
what you're
hippie
talking about.
van. And I think that mix with being a Super 8 camera, I was like, are we time traveling now? Because this show doesn't need time traveling.
They had talked various points, like time works differently here, like things are decomposing at different rates throughout the city. So they mentioned different things like that, but I thought this scene was just such a nothing burger of a thing. And then you find out Aguni is still alive in this part.
Yeah. Again, makes no sense.
I was shaking my head throughout this whole thing. You have the amputee girl with the bow and arrow. I called her Michonne in my notes.
That was
I was calling her Katniss. Like
Katniss, all right. Katniss. She had a crazy backstory too.
She did.
That you find out in episodes 5 through 6. You get her backstory and the way that she survived her first game.
And how she lost her leg. The bottom part of her leg.
Yeah. And then you kind of get the sense
That
that like
was
everyone is a
intense.
shit person.
Yes. So then this led me to a theory, and I was watching this with my girlfriend. Her aspect or her thing is she started noticing that when, especially in season 2, like when the game players or the game makers of like that game, so like the King of Clubs and stuff, when they lost, they didn't lose in the sense of like, I'm so angry I lost, I can't believe I'm about to die. there was like this resignation and this acceptance of like whatever happened in their past, they're like making up for stuff that happened in their past because maybe they were shitty at some point or they had to make a decision that was morally ambiguous, and now they're reconciling that in their lives. And it kind of like the theory kind of holds true depending on, you know, the people that you're talking about. For the most part it does, and I think there's something to it, but the show doesn't really give us that or tell us that that's it. We'll talk about the end later about that.
Yeah, for sure. So no mention of how Aguni survived. He says not by choice. No sign of multiple gunshot wounds that he should have, any signs that he was in an inferno, which he definitely was.
Yep.
That was yap worthy.
Yeah, I was like, share with the class.
It's like, how did you survive? No, it's like, we just heard 6 Hallmark cards worth of platitudes. Can you like chime in? No. Oh, okay. Well,
strangely silent. He asks Arisa like, what's driving him? What is he living for? Does he really want to go back to our world? And Arisa says, I don't need a reason to live. My purpose doesn't make a difference. Even if it's gone, I need to keep living. It's kind of like, you know what? It is what it is. I don't need this grand reason to live. I just know that I should live.
I guess that's as good a reason as any.
Yeah.
Sure.
You get another face-off with the King of Spades, who is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. There's a Kevlar vest, night vision goggles. I think when they set off the flare, I was like, you lost me, because he has night vision goggles on. That should definitely blind him. They lost me a little bit there, but I was like, okay, the Terminator still lives.
I think these are the weakest episodes.
These are, yeah.
These two are so
When
weak.
Arisa and Usagi separate, I'm like, this is weak.
Yeah.
It's instantly weaker.
They needed to just keep them together. Though, honestly, they should have just kept them together for almost every challenge.
Yeah, I don't know why they split them up.
Yeah, so then we get the Queen of Spades chess-like game of laser tag, which is when Arisa finally reunites with Usagi. And they now have a son, because Usagi picked up this kid who's been orphaned in the game. No one cares to save the kid. They just want to save their own skin. So there's like another yap fest from Usagi at this point to try and get these people to understand they should try and leave the game. And this is when you figure out, oh, Usagi's changed her mind. She wants to leave the game.
She wants to live now. This game kind of like, I gotta be honest, these 3 episodes are just weak all the way through. But I do love, who was the suit in this one?
Oh, this is
the
Queen of Spades.
Queen of Spades. I do love the way that she backflipped off that building and lasered the shit out of herself. She's like, until we meet again, and just like,
yeah.
That shit took me out. Everything up until that point, I was like, okay, I see where this is going. But that's good television.
That's good.
Talk about, that's a girl who knew that the laser was going to take her out before she hit the ground. I thought that was so sick. Like, that's like my only takeaway from all this, honestly.
I have Usagi's speech here, but I don't feel like saying it right now. They kiss in the hot springs stadium, which is where the amputee Katniss had her first games. Right? So they happen upon it. They figure it's a hot spring, and they like take a much needed bath, but then there's elephants there, and I was like, man, this show is strange. I was like scratching my head.
Where'd they come from?
Yeah.
Like,
but
it was good. Then they have that moment. It's like, oh, are we gonna shower? Are we gonna bathe together?
Yeah, and I was like, I think we're past this.
Yeah, dude.
It's like we're way past this.
Like, just you can get in. Like, you've seen your friends.
Honestly,
like, there's nothing left to
once
see.
the King of Clubs was completely nude and running around, I'm like, we could take a bath.
This
together.
is all
it's
meta.
Fine.
This is all medical nudity. Like, there's no arousal in this dismal, horrible world. This is like disaster nudity. Like when there's a hurricane and somebody runs out of the house with nothing but a hat and socks. Like,
hat and
it's
socks.
fine. Yeah, it's just baffling. It's unattractive. Like, you can get in the hot spring. Like, you'll be fine. Obviously, it's fine.
A dead body breaks up the intimacy, and then we are going to skip ahead to the King of Diamond game with MJ playing in the Supreme Court, which I was like, this one was fascinating and disgusting at the same time. It was a number guessing game. And you put in your number. They took the average of the numbers, multiplied it by 0.8, and then whoever was the closest to that number won the round. Everyone else lost a point. Whoever got to -10 got sulfuric acid poured all over them, and that's how they perished. I thought for sure they were not going to show the sulfuric acid falling on these people.
They definitely showed it on the men.
I was wrong.
I hated it.
It was bad.
Oh, God. Great game, terrifying.
It was
sulfuric
terrifying.
Acid. Like, bro, just give me the laser. Like, I don't. If it's all the same, you know?
I know. And this is where we get MJ's backstory. It almost felt like in Saving Private Ryan when you find out what Tom Hanks does for a living.
Right.
I was shocked. Did you guys feel shocked when they revealed that MJ was a pediatric cardiovascular surgeon?
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
This episode is brought to you by Beneful. Dogs of the world, lend me your ears, snoots, and little toe beans. We've been sitting and staying for boring food for too long. It's time to demand high-quality ingredients, fresh from the pantry. Together with Beneful freshly prepared meals, we can start a mealtime revolution. Can I get a woof woof? Kick boring in the bowl with Beneful freshly prepared meals. Visit Purina.com/Beneful to shop now.
Yes.
It made no sense.
I thought he gave out like tokens or at an arcade or like a fucking tattoo artist or some shit. Like I don't, or a model, like maybe because but then it made every other aspect of like his stillness so like it make so much sense. That was a devastating backstory.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, and his game with the King of Diamonds was very, very tailored for both of the characters because they were both battling with these ethical and moral misgivings and misdeeds that they had done in their lives. Asking each other, really the King of Diamonds was asking the question, like, which lives hold more value, and that was the whole proposition of the game. Who would you give this vaccine to if you only had like 1,000 doses? Who should get it? And the game that he designed was designed for equality, to take the decision out of who dies. The whole backstory of MJ basically taking bribes and prioritizing the health of those who could afford it, the rich.
Of course.
Super unethical stuff.
Super
I mean, soul blackening stuff. And
hated it.
The game convicts him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He feels like shit. I did something wrong. It makes me feel like shit.
Exactly.
Probably should.
As it should. And he tells the king which number he'll choose in the last round. He's like, I'll choose the number 100 when there are only two or three options left for who can win and who can lose. By doing so, he made the game unfair.
Yeah.
He made the King of Diamonds choose who to save and who to kill.
Yeah, which, you know what? It is unfair for him to do that to him. But you know what? Good gamesmanship.
It was a nice strategy, but also born out of the wish to die.
Yeah, because he was hoping that.
Yeah,
I
deserve.
He was kind of at the point where
he definitely does.
You know what?
Yeah,
I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be living anymore.
Yeah,
I've done some shady crap.
That's pretty.
I thought it was interesting that the King of Diamonds had to choose essentially the wrong number 3 times, so deny himself 3 times to die. And I was like, oh, this is getting really biblical. And I was like finding a lot of like 3 things, Trinity things in the show. That was one of them. and then he saves him. He basically kills himself and saves MJ. And the act brought him catharsis and peace. And he did it based on his own ideals and terms. And he felt unconquered and free when he died.
Right, exactly. He did.
Yeah.
So it's a very deep episode.
Super, yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, it was. It was really deep. It was really, really deep.
So then we get to the final 2 episodes, 7 and 8. There is a montage series of scenes of other face card games mixed in with Kuina and CSI Anne. And there's this shot of them walking away from an exploding building in slow-mo while the Queen of Clubs flag like burns behind them. I was like, iconic Bad Blood music video vibes. Iconic. Like I was like eating it up, lapping it up.
Every time a suit would like a blimp would explode and catch on fire, I was so in. I was like, I love it. More of that.
Niragi still alive, still kicking. He's lost his mind.
This is
even more. I thought because he's like coughing up blood and shit. I was like, my God, just like he should be down for the count already. He wasn't. My God.
He just kept going.
Just kept ticking. He doesn't even bother to put a man out of his misery when he comes across this dude who's botched his own suicide. Instead, he's sitting there laughing cruelly in this man's face, basically like, I'm gonna make everyone I encounter suffer until I keel over and knock on hell's door type of attitude.
Oh God.
And I'm like, somebody shoot this man dead. Like the King of Spades can't come here for a minute. Like it is unfathomable how long this character is kept alive. Niragi, rapist dude, I was shocked.
Now that I think about the King of Spades, how long was he alive? Because he like was running through a few episodes, right?
Yeah, he was.
So, like, I do love... Okay, so I love this showdown that they have where he's in the streets. It was, like, the last showdown, right? Like, the whole crew is there.
Yeah, they're back in the intersection.
And Hikari, like, kicks, like, a rear view mirror off of a car and it hits him in the head. And while he's dazed, he gets hit by a car, dragged into another car. The car bursts into flames. Like, there was, like, you can't make this up. You have all these people like, yeah, we did. And they're all getting gunned down. He just walks out of the fire. Incredibly implausible, but I loved that. Like, that had me rolling. Just like, boom,
literally
just,
the
like,
Terminator.
explode. They literally had to kill him with, like, Ariso, he fashioned, like, a grenade, right? Mm-hmm. Like,
they had a grenade from MJ. And I think this was, like, in season 1 that he gave it to Kuina this grenade.
Yeah.
And she still had it this whole time.
I love this like slow motion.
Where she had it, I don't know, because she's literally in a bra the whole time, or a bathing suit top the whole time, and a pair of jeans. So where was she keeping this like grenade? I don't know.
This was my favorite. This was probably one of the most cathartic moments of the whole series for me, because I was so ready for this dude to just die. Like, I'm like, just bro, like enough. Like, what's it gonna take? And that's what it took. Going to the second floor. I love how he just like rips the pin off of the grenade and throws it while they're bursting through glass. They're jumping out of the second story, like through a second story window. And mid-air, the guy's like, throw it, Ariso, throw it. And he throws it, it hits the King of Spades, and then it explodes. I was like, finally. There was no way to survive
the entire fight with the King of Spades, that showdown with our crew,
right,
and the fight in the alleyway, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That was really good stuff.
10 out of 10. I was like riveted.
Really,
yeah.
really good.
The different ways in which the King of Spades was just like going through these people. Like, sometimes it got a little like fantastical, but then again,
a little.
Well, yeah, I was trying to be nice there, but it made for some very interesting like shots and just like some really cool like cinematography and just choreography as well. Very just intense as well.
Yeah. For sure.
So intense.
But before that fight, Niragi again showing up in the intersection when our crew meets up and says, like, basically he wants a little bit more anarchy before he leaves this world. and wants to see them suffer, wants to see them fear for their lives and fight back. And Arisa like takes the satisfaction away from him by just saying like, yeah, I'm going to lay down my weapon. Like, you can just kill me. I realize that you have a point in saying that I'm a hypocrite for taking the moral high ground when I too want to live and survive these games. So someone has to die if I live. The whole thing of like Usagi showing up in the middle of this thing and she's just like standing in the wide open cover, and they all have, Niragi clearly has a gun.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, girl? Like, take cover. And then there was a point where she runs after he starts shooting at her and she's about to get shot, and I'm like, why is the rabbit not running at this point? She's so athletic, she wasn't shot. She could have run for her life and she doesn't. And this is when MJ stands in front of her and blocks the shot and takes a shot for her. Arisa shoots down Niragi at this point, and I was like, that's an incredible shot. Like, we got to talk about the aim that like Arisa has with the rifle. Like, that I don't know how many yards that was, but I was like, damn. We get a little yap fest from MJ at this point, which I have, which was, I wanted to do something that was a bit out of character. I know it's thanks to the people I met here. Honest people always seemed pretty stupid to me. I've always loved messing with people who try too hard at life. I hated selflessness. It's probably because I was jealous. They all had something I was missing. It was like they could always see what a pathetic and small-minded person I really was. I was always afraid.
That makes just so much sense. Like, I kind of noticed the pattern too, right? Like, it was everybody, I mean, they didn't really stick with it, but it was two things. Everyone was either a loser or like not living life
to the fullest.
It's just, it was too much. Like, MJ was too much.
MJ was too much. Thank God he lived, though.
Yeah. I do like that
worth it. Niragi living to the end of the show.
If everybody else can live, he can live. Yeah. Like, it's fine.
The rapist living though, I was like, can we just like smother like, this guy in the bed next to him?
Let's make a game like literally just for him.
One person like, game. Okay.
Yeah.
Finale episode, Queen of Hearts. This is the one we've all been waiting for because we know there is a Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, pivotal character, and we're waiting for this suit to come up. It is 3 rounds of croquet. It doesn't matter if you win. And because it's a hearts game, oh, shit's going to go down. Like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop the whole time.
I was too. I was like, okay, how crazy or how manipulative is this game going to get?
Yes. I loved the aesthetic when they got to the rooftop, though. I was like, ooh.
Very high gloss, like color.
Giant manicured white rose garden. Of course, I'm like, when are they going to paint these roses red? Like, when is the blood going to flow? Because some shit's going to happen. When tea time happened, I did a little chuckle because I was like, of course, tea, Alice in Wonderland, there is a connection. But I was like, oh, she's feeding them hallucinogenic mushroom tea or something like that, because obviously you can't eat or drink anything in Wonderland. Shit happens.
Right.
And that's what happens. They go into this dreamscape, like within their own minds. She gives 3 different scenarios.
Did you believe any of them? Like going
I thought they were all plausible. Except for the aliens. I was like, fuck the aliens.
No, I didn't want it to be the alien ones because I would have been so mad if that was it. Like, aliens?
Right.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But the 3 scenarios were, what's really happening is you're playing the game within a virtual reality 1,000 years in the future. Humans have achieved basically eternal life, and people start losing their drive to live. So now we are enamored with a time before 1,000 years ago, and a time when people feared death and the end of the world. And I was like, yeah, that could definitely happen. They do show like a little visual of him and Usagi the White Rabbit, like in this Tron looking outfit, suspended in like supposedly the future. And I was like, ooh, that's plausible.
So Tron coded.
Yes, super Tron coded. And then the second scenario is the plants and mountains took over. aliens abducted all of humanity and wiped out all of our memories and forced us to play countless games to conduct behavioral experiments on us. And I was like, definitely not the second option.
Not the second.
That was definitely going to be the most boring one. Like,
the third option she gave was like an addendum to the second one. A nuclear apocalypse wiped out most life. Wealthy elite living underground created androids with artificial memories. Androids compete in games on the surface, and the wealthy place bets on who will survive. And I was like, that's also kind of plausible. Like,
you know what?
Not far
the
off.
Craziest idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you get this epic illusion.
The illusion was the most
The
interesting.
illusion
well,
was fantastic.
The first one was the most interesting, if that was gonna be the ending. Like, in terms of, like, because it makes sense. It's like 10 years from now, you're just using avatars. 20 years from now, you're doing this. Like, she really maps out where the world is going. But the illusion. That was, like, gut-wrenching.
Yeah, the illusion.
Like, it's like, oh, like, because it was the most plausible out of all of them. It's like, so basically they go back, and Arisu is hanging out with his friends, and they're just kind of screwing around in Shibuya Crossing. And, you know, instead of outrunning the cars, they get mowed down by cars. It seemed very plausible. I don't think I would have liked it as an ending. It was too, like, secret window, cabin. That Johnny Depp movie that kick-started, oh, he's just crazy, for, like, every movie that came after it for 10 years. But, like, I think that was, like, the worst. That was definitely the worst Heart game. Because it was so plausible.
Yeah, it was devastating. Really, these games are all in his head. Which makes sense, because he's a gamer, and he, you know, is intelligent, right? You kind of believe it.
Loaded with trauma.
Yeah, I kind of would have been like, you know what? Yeah, this makes sense.
He's racked with survivor's guilt, and that's why he's in this psychiatric facility. And the Queen of Hearts is actually his psychiatrist. And, you know, his friends are dead.
It falls apart pretty quickly, though. It falls apart pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like, because then, like, you got, like, how is homegirl in this world with you? If, like, you know what I mean?
You've created this world
that
for
was
yourself. To figure out, like, why you're alive, why you exist, and search for meaning in your own life. And I was like, well, don't we all kind of, like, create constructs for ourselves to figure out who we are and what our purpose is in life and what's the meaning of our lives and what we want to do? And I was, like, taking it really deep in my mind, but then they move forward with Usagi is there, and she tries to break the illusion.
I like that, the way that played out, though. It was sad. It was just really
sad.
gut-wrenching. It's like, I was so attached to his friends, even though they were only in 2 episodes. They did some good building. I was like, no, don't die again.
Don't die again.
So she manages to break the illusion, and he realizes he doesn't take any pills, so, like, great. I think the final words from the Queen of Hearts are, life is just a game we play together. You should try to enjoy it.
Right.
And I was like, you know, I kind of like this crazy as fuck Queen of... Like, the Bitch of Hearts was, like, not the worst, like, character in the end. She was definitely the most... She was chewing up the most scenery.
Oh, for sure. Sure.
Like, after...
She was getting a lot of empathy, too. Like, she, like, really... She was moved by these characters.
She was like, that was beautiful.
And she had a question... The question that she asked really stood out to me, because it was something that I kept asking myself throughout the series, because she's like, she gets as exasperated as she can, and she's like, why do you need to know the answer anyway? Like, why does it matter? Like, what is the truth anyway? You're going through this, you watched your friends die, you watched all this devastation, like, what does it matter if you go back to your own world? And there's a really big point in that, because I don't know about you, but if I make it out of Borderland, I'm never gonna sleep again thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna wake up in Borderland. Or I'm going to go get coffee, and then when I come out of the bathroom, I'm in Borderland. So, like, it was interesting that she kind of confronted that with him. Like, why is it so important to you to find out why anyway?
Right.
Because
does it matter?
The best ending you're going to get probably isn't going to be that great. Which brings us probably to the end.
All right, final 20-ish minutes, I guess. It was actually, well, they win the game. And they have every remaining player gets a choice between staying in the game or leaving the game. The majority of our players choose to leave the game, including Arisa and Usagi. they wake up in Tokyo. You see a replay of episode 1 from season 1. The fireworks going off, they're not actually fireworks. It's actually a meteorite striking Tokyo and blowing out the intersection. And all of our characters are in that same intersection
and
where the most blast damage happened.
And something that I noticed is that the people who died in the game were the ones that were announced as dead by the news.
Yes. Yeah,
so
in the news.
I have a question about this. This is probably the biggest question of the series.
A question.
A question. The game, where were they? Was it like purgatory? Was it just a combined, like their minds were somehow together during this flux period where all of their hearts stopped? All of them?
Yeah, I think it's still fantastical, and they still ended up in like a lost like mirror dimension version of Tokyo, and this purgatory minute-long Borderlands.
This minute-long death ends in. I think it was just purgatory too, like a fantastical purgatory.
Yeah. But all this is called into question. There is like a 1408 ending on this. I don't know if you've seen the movie 1408, which infamously has
that
many
movie
endings.
scarred me.
My god,
like
so
bad.
The movie 1408.
I was thinking about that the whole
Bro.
time. Like when she was asking, "Why do you want to go back?" I'm like, "No, literally, because it's like, would you like milk in your tea?" I didn't order tea. I ordered coffee. You turn around, it's the fucking queen again. It's like, oh my god, when am I gonna get out of here?
Oh god. So 1408, for those who don't know, I highly recommend that horror movie, but it infamously has many different endings, and a few of the endings are basically you're still in the room. You're still in room 1408.
Yeah, right.
It's all an illusion.
The maintenance guy's ripping the wall. That took me out.
Yeah, so this has a little bit of a 1408 ending. It's a bit of a ... because they zoom in outside the hospital onto a table with a suit of playing cards on it, and all the playing cards blow away in the wind except for the Joker.
The unsettling zoom in on that Joker. It was so...
I was like, well, that's how they
There it
tease
is.
it.
Yeah.
That's how they tease it.
It was the last suit that was
It
left.
was the only thing that was... Well, the ace cards were...
The ace cards were never
also...
touched
Oh, that's
upon.
right.
No, they never, ever mentioned the ace cards.
We never saw the ace cards, but I feel like when they were at the beach in season 1, the ace cards were on the wall that they
Were
had.
they already scratched out,
And they were in the
though?
deck?
Oh, they were in the deck. Why did they never show it, like, in game or in the show?
I don't know why they never showed the gameplay for the aces, but in any case, I was like, where is the Joker? Like, this didn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah.
I honestly forgot all about the Joker
me too.
card.
Like, I forgot.
Oh shit, for
I just
real?
forgot. Like, just in general, like, you think of a deck of cards, you think of the 52, but you, like, in my head, I'm like, I always, like, move the Jokers out. I, put them away, and I play with the 52. So, like, in my head, it wasn't immediate, like, where's the Joker card? But when I see it, that's like, oh, of course the Joker card was still out there.
Okay, I guess I was the only one that thought, like, Joker's...
Like, you were anticipating,
I was
you were
expecting
waiting.
it. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they got all the cards. We're good. But then when they showed it, I was like, oh, duh. Of course. Decks always come with a Joker card.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things where I just didn't even pay mind to that being a possibility.
I think I always, because I play a lot of card games, and the first thing I do with a Joker card is throw it away, because nobody uses it.
Yeah, nobody really
So
uses
it doesn't cross my mind, but they did something. This ending kind of pisses me off.
Okay, talk about it.
A little bit. Just a little bit, because it's like, well, it got renewed for season 3.
Yes, there is a
so
season
there's
3
that.
happening, and I hope we can reunite for season 3 if we're not too upset with it. I don't know.
Do we want to... Well, this might be like a big... It's not really a spoiler. I don't think it's a spoiler, because this is a pretty big departure from what happens in the manga and what the Joker is in the manga, but do we want to leave that off the table?
Absolutely say it. Well, I'm curious. Maybe
Okay,
spoiler
so-
for the next minute or so.
Okay, so yeah, I'll even throw out a warning too. Spoiler if you haven't read the manga. Spoiler I don't know what's going to be in season 3, so I don't know. But I do remember that in the manga, like, the Joker's like not just a suit, it's like a person. And it's this very Rorschach-ish, nightmarish, like, looking thing. Arisu can't tell if he's like a god or like a devil or like something good or bad. And all that's basically left is like he's the one who oversees the games and carries you in and out of Borderland more than anything. But in the show, like, they're insinuating like, oh, you're still in the game. So I think they're going to take a departure from the manga and use it for that. Basically, like, the Joker's card is to set up a season 3, I think. But it really, like, I don't know about you guys, but it filled me with so much dread, like, when that showed up. Because it's like, are they still in it? Is it just like a cruel joke by the Joker? You know what I mean? That, like, they're getting a happy ending, or at least an ability. Like, is another game about to start? It's terrifying.
I don't know if I was terrified as much as I was like, yeah, here we go. Like, I don't know. I strapped in a little easier than you did. Maybe.
I see.
I think I just like really like let it ride at that point. I'm like, okay, it's over.
But I thought it was a fine ending without the Joker card. And even if they decided never to renew it for season 3, I would have been like, all right, even if it had the Joker teaser, I would have been like, okay.
I could take it or leave it. On one hand, it's like, I really like the ending that they got because it's like, okay, it's now, after everything we've been through, it's our time to build a new life. But on the other hand, like, the only thing that gets me about the Joker is like, bro, what now? Like,
exactly.
You know, like, this show is so dense. Like, I can't, like, what are you going to do? I'm interested, but what now, bro? Like, 8 episodes of what? Like, we're like, the deck is done. Unless they bring in the aces. Like, did they... I guess. I don't know. But I love the ending. I did love the ending, actually.
All right.
A lot. But I did, like, it was kind of fucked up that, like, his friends are still dead. It's like, so, oh, wait, so my friends are still alive? No. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Well. But they didn't get hit by the car. No, but they still died.
I know,
like,
I know. They got hit by a meteorite, which is, like, even more, like, it's a freak thing, right? You can't prepare for that.
Nothing you can do about that.
Yeah. All right, we got through the whole show. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to add about Alice in Borderland or the experience of watching it? Or
I honestly think that this show would benefit from, like, pacing yourself. Like, if it, because they release them all at the same time, but I think that if you're gonna watch it, don't watch them all like in a row. You know, maybe break it up a couple episodes. You know, take a break. That's my opinion of it, because I think that allows you to let the episodes breathe a little bit.
For sure. I agree.
I think it's I think prepare for the tone to be like a little bit cartoony at times, and you'll be okay. Like, just view it like a live action anime the way you did like Sucker Punch or Kill Bill. I think if somebody would have told me it was like that, I would have been a little more receptive, like right off rip. But I mean, I still like the show, but it's just like, if someone would have told me like, hey, this gets kind of cartoony, I would have been like, okay, like, so it is a bit cartoony, just a little bit. And I agree with Rico. This is not, this show is dense. You don't want to binge the show. You're going to enjoy it more if you watch it in chunks, like of like 1 episode, 2 episodes max per day. Like,
yeah. Well, these are some tips and tricks for us. If you've made it this far and spoiled the whole show for yourself, and you're like, how should I best watch this show? This is how you should watch it if you still want to watch it all the way through. I think it's worth it. Well worth a watch. And we all still really enjoyed it. 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. We highly recommend it. So thank you both for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Look forward to Alice in Borderland season 3.
Yeah.
Hit me up if you got any other shows down the line.
Yep. Season 3 will be here. We're see where the show goes at this point.
Yeah.
You know, how crazy can it really get?
I know. What are they going to do? Are they going to ruin it? I don't know. I hope not.
Hopefully not.
I really hope not.
Hopefully not.
And leave his friends dead if you're going to leave them dead.
Don't bring the friends back, please. That'd be too cruel. Anyway, that's been our show. Appreciate you guys listening to this long one, but that's it. I'm Jessica, and this has been the K-Rambles podcast.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.